Martin Luther didn't like the Catholic Church and founded the Lutheran Church. Calvin didn't like the Lutheran Church and founded the Reformed or Calvinist Church. Henry VIII didn't like being denied Catholic marriage and founded the Anglican Church. John Smith disliked the Anglican Church and founded the Baptist Church. William Miller didn't like the Baptist Church and founded the Adventist. Ellen G. White really liked what William Miller said and founded the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Charles T. Russell didn't like the Adventist Church and founded Jehovah's Witnesses. Joseph Smith disliked the Methodist Church and founded the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormons. John Wesley disliked the Anglican Church and founded the Methodist Church. Some pastors didn't like the Methodist Church and founded the Pentecostal Church. Many did not like the Pentecostal Church and founded thousands of churches like Stop Suffering, Assemblies of God, Light of the World, etc. The evangelical movement came from the Baptist Church, while the different born-again movement came from the evangelical churches. The born-again faith emerged in the late 1930s from the U.S., and it gained popularity in the 1970s and 1980s, its golden age. There are now 35,000 different so-called Christian religions who claims their interpretation of the Bible is the right one.
You see, this is one of those reasons why you have to walk away from Christianity. This is one of those reasons that keeps those of us who have already decided to walk away from Christianity. It keeps us solid in our decision. Because as we can see, and as I say many a times, this religion, no one would actually know what is the true religion of Christianity, what should be the true religion of Christianity, what was taught in 1st century, what was taught in 2nd century, 3rd century, 4th century. Because just like today, there were many varying denominations of Christianity in 1st century, 2nd century, 3rd century, and 4th century. It wasn't until after the 4th century that you had a reduction into just Catholicism, but yet there was still the Ethiopian church, the Abyssinian church, there was still the Gnostics and a few other churches that were out there, albeit they knew that they would be murdered if they were to speak up loudly. We know that the Marcion, they were destroyed by those who became the Catholic Church. This is why the only readings that you will find about them are all negative, and you will not find actual writings of Marcion. But over time, we see that people develop their own doctrine based on the culture to which they live in to decide which variation of Christianity is going to be the right one. And they all think that they're right. The Jehovah's Witness will tell you that they are correct, even though they came out of the Seventh-day Adventists. One of the reasons they had a problem with the Seventh-day Adventists is because the prophecies of Ellen G. White turned out to be false. Joseph Smith was in trouble. He was about to be prosecuted for messing with underage girls. And so he created his own religion. And then, of course, the great President Jimmy Carter, who recently passed away, told the Mormon church if they don't stop their racism towards black people and not allowing them to become priests and saying that they will only go to heaven to serve white people and threaten their 501c3, they changed that religion as well. You see, that's the thing that people don't seem to get when you're caught up into these churches, is that they will constantly change the doctrine, change the meaning, the interpretations of this book to fit whatever culture you're living in today. And by doing so, people continue to be duped. Now, one of the people that I think has been duped the most is black people. Black people in Africa, black people in Europe, black people in the Americas, black people, black people, black people. You have been duped into serving a religion that perpetuated the enslavement of your people, of your ancestors. And you have made your own changes to this religion in order to fit you. Our ancestors who were living in the Americas during slavery were told that you're not going to heaven. You cannot go to heaven. You're cursed. Your dark skin is the curse of Ham. And because Noah had cursed Canaan, and Canaan is the one who bore out the Africans. So you have been cursed for your dark skin. Some think that they were cursed from dark skin but through Cain. That's what the Mormons say. But they also say that you was cursed because the angels who came down from the heavens, who did not choose to fight for Lucifer or Jesus, and they were in the middle, independents, they were cursed. But black people constantly will fall into these religions, and then they will try to change it to make it fit into what they believe in, what they want the narrative to be. Now, some of the worst ones are the ones who say, oh, this religion was originally an African religion. It was a black religion. And they came and they took it and they stole it. They changed the writings. So where are your original writings that give you the correct interpretation? Oh, my brother, you have to know the code that is written within the Bible. There is no code. These manuscripts, especially the New Testament, were written decades, if not a century, after the supposed events happened. They were written in Greek. They were then followed up and canonized by Romans. And for those who are going to say the Ethiopian church was founded based on the Egyptian Coptic church, which was under the rulership of the orthodoxy of Christianity in Rome. Yes, the ones who participated just 5 years prior and won in the Nicene Council are the ones who converted King Azana into Christianity in 330, and then they canonized their own book. So there were no Christians who were ruling Ethiopia or who were in the majority of Ethiopia prior to 330, when King Azana, just like the Europeans, forced his people to become Christian. And by the way, there were no Jews there either. But those are the worst ones. Second only, followed up by the ones who the master wouldn't let you into the Baptist church. So we're going to start our own Baptist church that the master let us worship and pray, but the master was overseeing that Baptist church. We're going to start our own AME churches because the master wouldn't let us be in their Methodist church. So we're going to start our own African Methodist Episcopal church. So we start our own churches based on what the master wouldn't let us do, but oversaw what we were able to do. And then as time goes on, you held on to those same beliefs and followed that same doctrine. You ignored how it verified and validated slavery to be okay in Leviticus 25. And then just want to focus on the fact of there is no slave nor bondman in the kingdom of heaven. Well, according to your teachings, kingdom of heaven is something that comes later. So evidently there's slavery and bondman on earth. And then you have those new age ones. Oh, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of heaven is right now. And so when Jesus said that, he was going against slavery. Now, if Jesus wanted to go against slavery, then he would have just simply said no man should own another man and all should be free. He should have said that women are equal to men, and so there is no reason for all these antiquated laws that you are pursuantly keeping on women, if he was really a Jesus who was against slavery, which would make him against his own father, since the God of the Bible fully endorsed slavery. Yeah, there was a different kind of slavery for people that of your own tribe, but for those who weren't part of your tribe, oh, you can enslave them for life and pass them on as property. And as long as you don't beat them and they don't die within a couple of days, don't punish the master. You're fine. Beat the shit out of them. Just as long as they don't die, then you're good. So the fact that there are so many different variations of Christianity and none of you are right and all of you think that you are right. All of you think that the other is going to hell or that they're not participating correctly. You're not worshiping correctly because they always say that, well, you know, Jesus said there will be many who do things in my name, but I will not know them. That's what them Methodists are doing over there. Jesus ain't going to know them Methodists and them Seventh-day Adventists. You ain't keeping the Sabbath, so them Baptists and all the other, Jesus ain't gonna know them. And the Jehovah Witnesses is saying, no, they worshiping Jesus, so he ain't gonna know them either. So they all saying that you ain't gonna know them, and you all gonna fall short, and y'all going to hell, and only their little church is going to heaven. It's a bunch of bullshit, people. Grow up and get the hell out of these religions. And for those of us who have made that change, stay strong in your stance, and always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.